Bajaj Auto has sprung a surprise by unveiling a four-wheeler for passenger vehicle applications, personal application rather. And to tell us more about this product called the U-Car, we have with us Ibrahim Joseph, the head of R&D at Bajaj Auto. Joe, congratulations on the unveiling. So you sprang quite a big surprise here. So tell us more about it. How much of it is carried over from the RE60 and how much of it is a totally new product?
When we did the RE60 2 years back, we showed it in the Auto Expo. At that time, there was a lot of surprise as to what is this animal. We were very clear, it's an RE, it's aimed for commercial application, it's the next step forward for a three-wheeler. It demonstrated the ultimate in terms of CO2 footprint, very good fuel economy, and extremely good efficiencies in terms of, you could say, the weight of the product and the load it can carry. That vehicle is at 400 kilograms, it can carry 4 people, which means if you would consider it, including the 4 people on board, it would weigh as much as an empty small car. And that would mean the energy you need to push that car is, with all the 4 people inside it, is about as much as you need to push a heavy vehicle of a passenger type, you know, it's like a normal car. Right. Now the issue that was there is that it addresses the aspect of a commercial vehicle. Now, what we were looking at was also a possibility to look at how can we address the personal space. And what we have done over here is to create a new brand called the U. And the U actually stands for a very personal opinion. It's about a person, it's about youth, it's about yourself. It's about you and your next, along with you, your wife or your girlfriend or whoever. That's the small world we're talking about. We're not talking about a family, a family of 4, a family of 6. We're not aiming to talk about that. What we're saying is, if there can be a motorcycle like a Pulsar that's really at the top of technology, can do a lot for the excitement of the driving and the pleasure of owning and the entire, you could say, the image that you create around yourself by driving a bike of that sort, why should that not be applicable to also a four-wheeler? Right. And what we're trying to create is actually that. It's a styling statement.
So in other words, you're saying it's a four-wheeler equivalent of a Pulsar?
Absolutely right. It's actually having the design language, which is very modern. It's having, on the other hand, deep-rooted advantages from a point of view of use inside an urban environment. So if you look at urban spaces, which are so very crowded today, very little parking spaces, very difficult to find a slot to go and park your car and very difficult to maneuver through. We said, let's reinvent the way in which this vehicle should be. So we said that if that would stand for open air motorcycling, what would it be like if you were to be more covered? And that's the answer for it.
Here we have seen automatic transmission, scissor doors. Of course, it won't come cheap.
No, it's not going to come cheap for sure. We're not aiming to make this the cheapest car.
Okay.
What this is supposed to be is as much of a styling statement like a Pulsar.
Okay.
So it is going to be expensive. Not expensive in the stratospheric kind of a fashion, but at the same time, not at the bottom of the round.
Okay.
Its aim is to stand for its personality.
So it will be, I mean, simply put, it will be more expensive than a Nano.
For sure, it will definitely be more expensive than a Nano. Because it's going to have automatic transmission along with it. It'll have an air conditioner. It'll have the scissor doors. It'll have everything, including electric windows and the works. The idea is that this guy needs to be pampered the right way. He's buying it for himself to enjoy it. That's going to be out there. It's going to have a front wheel drive in this. Unlike in the RE where it's a rear wheel drive, this is a front wheel drive. It's coupled to automatic transmission, so it's easy to use it.
So is it a CVT or is it an AMT?
That's a technological thing we don't want to disclose at the moment. Take it for sure that it's going to be fun to drive. That's the key part of this entire story, And it means that basically a guy could buy it for his wife to use it for going shopping, or he would want to go to office. Typical density of the car usage is extremely low. I mean, you will have 1.5 people on an average per car, or 2 people per car. Therefore, we think a 2-seater is more than enough for this job. And that's the key thing around it.
And how is the emission level compared to the RE60?
In terms of techniques on it, in terms of technology, it has everything on it that we have on the latest of motorcycles. It's got everything that really matters. Fuel injection, triple spark ignition, automatic transmission. It's going to be having no problems in terms of emissions and stuff like that. So everything that's relevant for this category, it would easily.
And it looks like it's attracting attention from Mr. Ratan Tata also. There we have. He's looking at it very closely. And how far are you from the productionizing it? Or are you ready but waiting for the government regulation?
We are seriously in the development process for this one. And this is the concept presentation. Just like we did the RE60's concept presentation a couple of years back. And now you can see the actual real life product out there.
And if things go as planned, when will you be ready for the commercial production?
That's something we will not come to right now. We would be having it a few years down the line. but for sure it's a serious product that we're working on.
And you'll be producing it at the same Aurangabad plant as the RS60?
That's a final detail for a later point of time.
Okay.
But for sure, it will be something that will be considered in terms of the aspects like investments and aspects like infrastructure,
right.
What's already been created. We'll always try to obviously look at the best you can to leverage it.
So we'll have one more interaction once you're ready to reveal
For
all
sure.
that. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best with the U-Car.
Thank you very much.
There you have Joe talking to us about what the U-Car means for Bajaj Auto. Indeed, it will be an interesting introduction from Bajaj Auto in the personal car space when it hits the market. Thank you for watching.